Hello everybody, it's time for the next Imperial StarCraft Society show match. My co-caster is going to be a bit late today. It'll be about 10 minutes, so I have to just solo this. So today's match is going to be Julius against Joseph, Terran versus Random, Platinum versus Platinum. It's going to be a close game, I hope, because they're both in the same league. And we're in the lobby now, just waiting for the players to get ready. So the countdown has begun. We're going into the first map, which will be Alohaman Waste. So the thing about this map is it's really easy to take 4 bases really quickly, and that really favours macro play. We do have Terran against Random, so we'll have to see what race Joseph does spawn as. So in the top left we have Julia spawning as the orange Terran, and in the bottom right we have Joseph spawning as the blue Zerg. We can see no Overlord movement at all. And we're going to have to see how Julius decides to react to this Zerg. I mean, normally the Terran would like to wall off against Zerg, but because he's against Random, we'll have to see what he decides to do. We have some chat going on. 2 SCVs coming. Looks like a very fast scout possibly. Yes, he wants to confirm what race his opponent is playing as soon as possible. And he is deciding to wall off regardless of what race his opponent is. That's probably the smartest choice, seeing as a wall off is viable against all 3 races. We see the extractor trick coming down from Joseph, and so far things look normal. The barracks is going to come down, Overlord's flying, and it looks like the SCV will come in and confirm what race he is playing against. Looks like we're going to see a supply depot block. That's quite strange. Normally you're going to see an engineering bay block, like you wouldn't see a hatchery, you wouldn't see a depot block typically. Like, the barracks is about to finish. We'll see. The engineering bay has a lot more health, so that's why you would go for that. We see a gas opening from the Terran, and the Zerg sees this and decides to go for pull before hatch, which is probably the smart choice. And this drone's looking to maybe take this base before this one. Yes, that's probably a smart choice too, seeing as it's really easy to defend 3 bases on Alohaman Waste. Worker fight, of course the drone will win one-on-one, so the SCV pulls back, and the drone should survive. Yes, okay. Marine on the way. Reaper as this next unit. The wall off is still not completed. We'll have to see when he decides to complete that. And if we look at the vision of our Terran player, we know he still has not confirmed that his opponent has expanded, so that might scare him a bit. Seeing as Joseph hasn't tried to kill this depot yet. I mean, he should know, but he isn't sure and he hasn't scouted it yet. Second barracks on the way. The Reaper should come down and scout this base, but we'll see where exactly it decides to go. And Julius looks like he wants to take an expansion as he decides to wall off this large ramp. This Overlord is dangerous. I mean, the Marine should be able to take it out if he moves it straight away, which it looks like he doesn't want to. And we see the Reaper not doing much. And if we look at the vision, we can see he doesn't see anything. For all he knows, he could be being all in, but he decides to expand anyway, so he's probably fairly confident his opponent has expanded. We see the barracks flying down to complete this big wall, a bunker on the way. Some speedling pressure, well, Zergling pressure, sorry. No gas, no speed. I think it's going to be interesting to see when this base is taken. It should be taken fairly shortly, as especially since he knows that his opponent is expanding. He can do so safely. The Marine, I mean, a good choice right now would be to send one Zergling onto this SCV to delay the command center instead of sending them all to the Marine. But the SCV will survive, barely. Marines retreat to the bunker. Looks like he wants to take this base, but can't because he's trying to micro these Zerglings. SCV dies. Ooh, some bad mismicro, losing all the Marines. He really shouldn't have let them die. They should be near the bunker. This SCV should die as well. More Marines. Let's see how these are microed. If we look at the production tab, we can see drones on the way instead of Zerglings. He's trying to focus on his economy instead of trying to kill Julius right now. So that was a successful pressure. The command center was delayed a lot. The SCV still needs to come to finish it off. It even lost a decent amount of health. He'll have to waste money repairing that if he wants to get it back to full health. The wall's now completed. He should probably put these Marines into the bunker. And we do see a Roach Warren on the way from the Zerg, so possibly some early aggression. More early aggression. I mean, typically you don't see Roaches in ZVT unless you want to either be aggressive or are scared of some kind of Hellion timing or other kind of all-in. We see 3 creep tumors, so he really wants to push creep, which is important seeing as his natural is all the way down here. So we see a small pack of Zerglings, which probably won't do anything against this Mountain Marines in a bunker, and especially without Zergling speed even started. We have a second Roach Warren placed next to the first one. I'm going to assume this is a mistake. I mean, you don't want double upgrades on your Roaches this early, especially against Terran. We see an SCV coming to scout. I mean, if we look at Julius's vision, we can see he still has no idea what's going on. He hasn't seen any extra bases, but now he'll come in and see this, and no drones. I mean, if he's not sure about this, seeing no drones here may confuse him, so we'll see what he decides to do. And we see Joseph going for his 4th very fast. Like I said, Athlon Waste, it's very easy to hold 4 bases on this map. Julius really needs to turn this into an orbital command. The orbital command pays for it more than itself in the first mule, so he should really cancel this SCV and start on orbital. We see bioplay with barracks, widow mines on the way, medevacs, and stim not started, combat shield not started. Those are really important upgrades that need to start as soon as possible, especially when he has the money to do so. We see Lair on the way for our Zerg player, 2 Roach Warrens standing next to each other, not upgrading anything. No Roaches have been produced. I guess that was a precautionary measure in case of any kind of Hellion drop. It looks like Joseph does indeed realize he has 2 Roach Warrens. Creep spread is decent. He's nearly connected his 3rd to his, well, the rest of his main. I think the interesting thing to see is when Julius decides to push out. I mean, Joseph has taken fast 4 base. We see this drop here doing some decent damage, but this amount of Zerglings to clean it out. I mean, Joseph took fast 4 base. Julius is still on 2 with and he seems to have no intentions of taking a 3rd anytime soon. So we have to see whether he's trying to go for a 2 base all in or not. And then we have to see if Joseph could hold it with his fast 4 bases. We see the Widow Mine still here. It's probably going to kill another drone, maybe 2. We'll see. Kills a drone. Or 2. I think it was 2. Okay, we do have an orbital here finally. If we look at the units tab, we can see there's only 28 SCVs. I mean, 11 minutes into the game, that's not enough. I mean, there was some early Zergling aggression, but that didn't really kill many SCVs. I think Julius has slipped on his macro. He should have been constantly making SCVs and landing mules as well. And because of that, he's behind on the worker count. We see a drop here. The Spore's going to kill the medevac. We have a queen here, which is probably going to die. These Zerglings are not moving. I mean, speed's nearly done at 12 minutes. But these Zerglings will be able to clean it up anyways. The Spore's not going to be able to finish off this medevac, which will speed boost away and possibly go to this 4th, yes. No queen here. If the queen was here, it could have killed the medevac. But the medevac decides to simply fly away because he knows speedlings are fast and can chase the medevac. I guess the worker count has evened up somewhat, 36 to 34. I think both players really need to focus more on their economy. There's only 3 workers active here, 6 here. 19 here. You need to spread out your drones a lot better. 2 here, wow. You need to spread your drones. You can't have too many at one base. It's not optimal. And we do see some transfer. Still no third base on the way. Well, sorry, here it is, third base. Spire on the way. Triple evolution chamber for triple upgrades. Drop here, being shut down. Tank 0 kills. Going to die with 0 kills. He doesn't manage to pick it up. No queens here. I mean, there's only 3 queens on the map, 4 bases. You should really have extra queens, and the creep should have been pushed a bit further by now. Medevacs are coming back, taking down these rocks so you can float this third base down here. Repairing this medevac from earlier, this smart choice. Still no combat shield. That's such an important upgrade when you're making marines. It's just critical. He really needs to get it. Still work count response for the Terran, 37 to 60. Yeah, things not looking good for our Terran here. The supply is kind of tell a tale, 94 to 73, and you can expect that differential to increase as the game goes on. We do finally see the Roach Warren upgrading. Roach speed is nearly done, but still no Roaches in production or on the map. Instead we have 6 Mutalisks on the way. Scanning the main, seeing the Spire and 2 Mutalisks pop, and also the fact that there's 0 drones mining minerals in the main base. We have some Zerglings here. Okay, Spire scans, prompts 3 turrets, 6 turrets. Needs to turn this into an orbital as soon as possible. And we have tanks, marines, medevacs. Looks like we're going to have a push coming. We'll see if Joseph can defend it with his Mutalisks and Zerglings. Bunch of Zerglings just popped. I think he should be able to hold this. I mean, it's all in the medevacs. We'll see whether he decides to drop this base down here, the 4th, or go straight into the main. I think Zerglings are fast enough anyways to be able to defend both, and Mutalisks are of course flying units, so they're able to defend both easily. Speed boosting into the 4th. This is a good position. It's going to be hard to get good surface area. We'll see how quickly Joseph decides to react. His Mutalisks are going to turn around. No, he's instead going to harass. He needs to turn around. His Mutalisks are going to die to the Marines. Yes, okay. This push is really successful. He's not trying to break it with his Zerglings. It looks like he's going to sacrifice the base because he doesn't think he can attack into that position, which is probably a smart choice. Ooh, this is dangerous. Leaving the tanks there on their own, dropping the Marines into the main base. We can see all the Mutalisks did die, unfortunately, killing nothing. These 2 tanks can be surrounded by Zerglings and die, but he's focusing on the Marines in the main base. Wow, these Marines might actually win the game. I mean, the harvester count's now evened up. If we look at the units tab, we can see there's only 13 Roaches. I don't think 13 Roaches can take out the 2 tanks and all these Marines. We'll see how good the micro is. Zerglings on the way, running past. He really needs to attack with everything together if he wants any chance of killing this off. Unsiege tanks dying to Roaches. No, this one survives 10 HP, 12 kills. The Marines will barely not be cleaned up. There's still 2 in this medevac. You can see at the front, in the Terran base, more Marines and tanks being produced. Marines here, Marines there. I think the Terran's going to win this. Sergeant tank dies with 12 kills, but he did his job. Marines going to kill the Roaches as they spawn, but the Marines in the main are still doing damage. We've killed off 3 Evo chambers with the Marines. Worker count's dropping, Terran's taking the lead. 39 Marines. GG. And Julius takes the first map. Well, that was an interesting game. Well, hopefully my co-caster will be ready soon, and then we'll go into the next map, which will be Neoplanet SLE. Stay tuned.